So what's up? And today, today's video is about how to grow your career faster for the absolute beginner. And today I'm gonna give you 3 tips that I've used to grow my career very fast in the business that I'm at right now, which is shooting fashion films and photography. A quick backstory: when I came here, I was mainly a painter. For reasons of destiny, it was meant to be, whatever. I was kind of pushed into the fashion shooting situation. And I'd say my career grew pretty quickly. It's never as fast as we want it to be, but following these 3 tips that I'm gonna give you, you're gonna get faster to where you're going. So the thing is, once I started assisting. And it is a good way to start. It is a good way to get into the market, to learn. It's a great way to network, especially. I started getting like $100 a day for assisting, which in Florida is way low. Like it's like, I don't know, it's lowest than the lower rate. And when I quit assisting, I was making around $650 a day without renting equipment. And the thing is, I'd say I grew pretty fast in my career because I work hard as fuck, obviously, but because I'm very observant and I look at what other people are doing and I try to grow and I try to do it better. And every time I'm doing something, I'm thinking and trying to do better strategies to do it better, to do it sometimes faster, to do it with more quality, always more quality. And probably that helped me a lot. But going now into the 3 tips that I'd say will get your career growing faster if you're an absolute beginner in the market. And the first tip is, if you're already in the market, always be a nice person. Like, no one wants to work with assholes. No one wants to work with people that are annoying, the people that complain a lot, the people that are always something bothering them. So the first tip, it's actually not just about your behavior, but if you go in depth to what I'm saying, it is this business, as any other business, is based on interpersonal relationships. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is the people that you're working with, if they like you, they're gonna try to bring you more into the jobs. If they don't like you, it's gonna be one time and that's it. If you are very knowledgeable about what you do, maybe they might disregard the fact that you are an asshole. But usually, and what I've seen in sets and everything, is it's not often the most qualified person that is gonna be there. It's most often people that deliver, that are nice to work with, that are hard workers, that are there to make the thing work. Because at the end of the day, it's a freelance market, mostly. And it being a freelance market allows us to, and this is like one of my most important principles in life, allows us to work with people we like working. So if it's a day job and you're picking a crew, you're obviously gonna pick someone that you would like to spend a day with. Period. That's how I do it. That's how most of the people I know in the business for a while do it. And don't get me wrong, there are plenty of assholes in the market, but as a rule of thumb, most of the people are nice. The ones that keep getting consistent work. The people that are not as nice, they work a lot for a while and then you see them like quickly fade or like disappear for whatever reason, and then they start shooting in different markets, they like go away, or it is what it is, you know. At some point, everyone, especially if you're in a small market like mine, at some point you will be known, and you will have networked enough that everyone will kind of know like you, or you will kind of know of or know personally everyone that is like working in your market, and then it is what it is. But anyways, that would be the first tip. So first tip, be a nice person. Second tip, it's kind of what pushed my career fast into being in the market and like being better and like getting better gigs. And what it is, second tip, is reach the fuck out of every fucking body in your market. Why do I say it like that? The thing is, sometimes you're like, oh, I'm doing great photos, or well, I know how to put up lights, I should be assisting, why is nobody calling me? As I started in this market, I was like, I don't know, it fell on my lap. I started assisting a photographer that wasn't like the best photographer, obviously. But then at some point I realized, and I was getting like very little money for that, and at some point I was like, this photographer is not gonna keep hiring me. For some reason, like I had in my mind, I kind of like noticed she had, I think her son came back from whatever he was at, and she was starting to bring him into the productions and started to like kind of, you know, it was kind of sudden, but I noticed, and as I said at first, I'm very observant. I noticed, and then I said, okay, I have to figure this shit out before my ship sinks. So I started reaching the fuck out of everybody that I could to assist at the time, and later on I'm gonna talk about how I get to where I'm at, how I got to where I'm at. But listen, what I did was, and then you can ask yourself like, well, how do I reach out? To whom should I reach out? And that, my friend, what I did was, I knew some photographers in my area already, and I started DMing them through Instagram, like basic message like, hey, I'm here and this is what I do, and I did such and such, and I've worked for such and such magazines, and I've worked for, and I did this and that, and I want to work with you, and this is my rate. And to the ones I knew, I did that. To the ones I didn't know, I fucking Googled it. I was like, well, best fashion photographers in Miami. And I started reaching out to those people, and then I started like just literally Googling it, best Instagram for such and such. And with that, literally the next 3 days after I started reaching out, I started finding photographers that needed my skills. So second tip, reach the fuck out of every fucking body. Reach out as much as you can. You're gonna get a lot of no's, don't get me wrong, like it's life, but let's say you get 10% of your first batch, great. Next batch, change a little bit some aspects of the message, make it more efficient, make it more warm, whatever you feel would like for your personal language, and then you try again with a lot of other people. And the good thing about reaching out through DMs on Instagram is you can erase the message, and it's gonna erase for everybody, and then you can reach out again with a new proposition. And then that leads us to the third tip, which is work hard. Work as hard as you can. Don't be lazy. Don't get into the set and like just drag around. Try to get there and work as hard as you can. Learn as much as you can. Like take this opportunity that you're given of being in a proper set to show your value as a worker, you know, to show your value. So whenever you're hired, people will want to hire you again, not only because you're nice, but because you work hard as well. And literally that is what got me like most of my way from $100 a day to $650, and now like much more doing photography and video. But as a complete beginner, like didn't know how to put a light on a stand, to what I, like the top of what I've got, that's like what got me there. And then fourth tip, that wasn't on our first agreement, but the fourth tip is, that's the bonus tip, but the fourth tip is, bonus tip is offer different services. What I mean by that is, sometimes you save some money, you buy new equipment, so you offer to rent your equipment to different productions. Or like myself, I was at the same time I was assisting, I was learning how to do video, because I've noticed in my market photographers didn't quite know how to do video or shoot motion. So I started learning how to shoot motion. As soon as I got it and understood how to do it, I started offering it to the photographers I was working with. So what I mean is, I can do your lights, but could I also shoot a small BTS video for you? Or could I also shoot little fashion film that you can give to the client? So I was getting paid to kind of learn what is now my craft. And in that sense, like soon enough, because I'm a fast learner, I work hard, I learned how to do video, and then soon enough people started hiring me to do only video. And from that I got like I got some rhythm, started shooting more and more video, to the point I quit assisting, and then I was just doing video. And in parallel I was already shooting my own creative shoots. And as I was shooting my creative shoots, obviously in both video and photography, obviously, and putting it out, obviously some clients were also looking at my photography work, started hiring me. And also, don't forget this, the importance of the network was, I started getting friends that were producers, that were creative directors, that were in the industry and in a position that they could hire me to do both photography and motion. Great, but now you'll have the actual bonus tip, because I forgot to tell at first, and that's the foundation for fast tracking your career as a complete beginner, and that is, find a source of income. This is the most important aspect of it. If you want to learn something and you're working, I don't know, making coffee, you're gonna spend a lot of your time making coffee, standing 12-hour shifts and shit, and you will not be able to actually go and learn because you'll be too tired to do whatever the fuck else. So in my case, what I did was I found a source of income that put me on set, you see, and now I'm on set consistently, which allows me to learn more and like be like getting like stuff done, and also pay my bills, pay my rent, whatever I need to do with that money. So that's how I was able to grow my career in a faster pace than my peers, because I was observant of those factors that I told you, and I know that if you apply that to wherever you're doing, not only fashion photography, fashion filmmaking, I know that it will push your career further if you find a way to click those elements into your business. So I guess for today, that's it. But if anything, hit me up and let's do this.